Hello, world. Welcome to PonderCast. I've got one of my favorite seventh grade teachers, language arts teachers, right down there. Him and I worked together for close to 10 years down at Uri Middle School. He has three great kids. He's got one amazing wife who's also an educator. Some people call him the hunter of fish.
That's it. That's it, baby. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
This right here is Andrew Buss. Welcome, Andy.
Hey, thanks for having me on the podcast. I'm pretty excited. You hear that noise? You hear that noise? You know what that is? You know what that is? That is the sound of your rooftop blowing up from all the extra views you're getting right now because you finally got some hot quality customer. Or what do you want to call it? What am I? Guests on your show today. Yeah, I'm bringing it to you today. Anyway,
and I knew you would. Andy is the type of teacher that if you know him for 5 minutes, you're gonna have the same Andy for the next 5 years. Like this is, or 10 years, or 50 years.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's kind of true. That's I would agree.
That's for the viewers to decide. We'll let them comment down below and have some fun with it.
Yeah, please do comment. Let everybody know that you saw a lot more hair on my head than you saw on your man here, Mr. Ponder. I got more here, albeit not very many. I counted 19 hairs in my head last night. What about you, Ponder?
I'm down to 17.
Yeah. All right. At least I'm beating somebody.
All right, buddy. So, you're a great teacher, I just mentioned, but you've got this side hustle going on. So please, everybody, explain what the hunter of fish is.
Well, it's a brilliant statement. I can't even take credit for it. My main man, John DuPont, said it once. And I just heard, it was actually last October, a year ago. So we're at 1 year anniversary. Anyway, it stuck to me because I love fishing. I fish. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I fish all around Indiana, Michigan. I travel several parts of the country every year. I compete in fishing. A lot of you probably didn't realize you can actually do that. Like actual competitions, win like 50 grand, 10 grand, or nothing. Usually I win nothing. Sometimes I win. But anyway, he made the statement, hunter of fish, and I thought that's really good because that sounds kind of cool, but it doesn't imply that I caught anything. See? All I say, people say, well, if I don't catch anything, well, what happened to the hunter of fish? Like, well, shoot, I've been hunting for it all day long. It's not like I'm not being true to the name here. So, yeah, anyway, so I got my own YouTube channel. It's all fishing. If you like fishing, you want to check out Andy Buss Fishing. That's it for you. But I'm blessed. I said, I can travel and I compete in all these tournaments all around the Midwest and up in New York and stuff because I meet a lot of great people. I'm lucky to have like several businesses that sponsor me. Got a big old fancy wrapped bass boat and lots of fish. More tackle than my wife needs to know. So I can't let her see this part of the podcast here.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll
know about all that, but I'm blessed. I got sponsors from Texas and Utah and right here in Fort Wayne and South Bend and Elkhart and Michigan City. I've got 11 paying sponsors. So that's my hustle part. I mean, I work for them. I do. I call them sponsors, but reality is we're like kind of, what do you want to say, a working relationship. I work for them, and I need to represent them in a positive, professional way. Preferably, I catch a lot of fish and win some stuff and give credit to them. But either way, I mean, the goal is to represent them and give them exposure. And I'm pretty proud to say I got a rod company in Texas, and no one heard of them back in January. And I guarantee you, every serious bass angler in northern Indiana, southern Michigan knows of McCain Fisher Rods now, for an example. So that's kind of what I do. I fish all the time. This year, I got serious. I'm recording that stuff, and I don't know. I think I'm a goofy guy. I'm semi-serious, but I'm fairly entertaining. And YouTube's taking off slowly but surely. Not up to them 1,400 plus subscribers like my man Seth Ponder here, but that's what I do. I don't know if that's a good enough explanation for you or not.
So, as some of the viewers are just seeing, this is why Andy Buss is a good language arts teacher. He can just go on, and he teaches the kids the same writing and speaking skills that he has. So, he might not be a good fisherman, and he might not be a good language arts teacher, but he can really, really teach the kids the right way to read and write, which proves every good language arts teacher and every good fisherman. So it's a 2-in-1 deal right here.
It's true. That's true. I mean, I think the joke was the English language arts teachers is you gotta BS and BS is what your degree ended up being. I don't give that joke to the students, but I tell them we talk about writing and communication. And I'll tell you what. Speaking of talking to students and teaching them, I tell my students this story last year too. I went to a conference with nothing but language arts and English teachers. So I tell the students, like, man, I was in a meeting with the largest accumulation of nerds you've ever seen in your life. And they look at you like, is this guy serious? They're nothing but English teachers and language arts teachers. Can you imagine a dialogue with nothing but language arts teachers? Anyway, so I digress. I tell the kids what happened that day. It's like I told my colleagues there. I said, teaching our students to read, extremely important, and write, extraordinarily important. But I really believe more important than learning to write effectively, to read efficiently, or even do math is the ability to communicate. I personally believe that. I know a lot of educators don't believe that, but I personally believe that.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, you should have seen at that conference. If I was around some ruffians, they would have beaten me up. But luckily, I was only around language arts and English teachers. I had nothing to worry about. What are they going to do? Throw a piece of paper at me? Use big words against my name? Man, it was an interesting vibe I got from them and that's why I try to tell my students. I have lots of relationships, obviously in education, but outside that too. Like I said, I already touched on. I got people I work with in Texas and Utah, and I don't see them. It all comes down to communication. And I get asked a lot with like fishing. How do you get people sponsor you? How do you work with this business or that business? I run a fishing circuit in our area. It's the biggest in the state, and that blew up in just a couple of years. And the answer is always the same. It's communication skills. Right. That's the scary part with our kids today and technology and the phones is, a lot of people, I don't know if there's actually any definitive studies, but the worry is that they'll lose the art and the skill of dialogue. And, man, I don't know if I've actually seen that for sure. I definitely see students who have really poor communication skills, but I think I've always seen that. Is it worse today than it was 20 years ago? I'm not sure, but I tell my students, and I tell anybody listening now, your communication skills are going to take over any other skill, because as long as you can talk and make people feel good about themselves, you'll have a job.
Right. Yeah, that's the same thing we're working with engineering students, is that communication skill. Traditionally those engineering students like to keep to themselves and work alone, and we want them to have good, strong communication skills also. Yeah, that's great. So you kind of mentioned, but your YouTube channel. So what is the technology that you're using, and what social medias are you using to then branch out with your sponsors and your viewers? And it's really similar to the students too. So what are you using?
Yeah, well, what am I using? I've got maybe $1,000 to $1,200 invested, so I'm really low budget. But that's kind of what I set out to do.
Right.
Was I don't want to come across as someone who's got $1,000 of equipment and I got killer videos of it. I kind of want to come across as an average Joe, and this is my experience. These are what I've learned. This is what I know, and I want to share it. So all I have 2 GoPro cameras, Black Hero 5. I bought one from a buddy for $300, and another one from Walmart. Now I say I bought them. In all honesty, sponsors bought them. But
right.
And I got some what do you call them, like tripods, and throughout across the boat. So I have one like on the console of the boat, and one that comes out the side. And the GoPros are nice because you shove them underneath the water and actually see the fish either battling your bait or even letting go. And then what's the program I use is Corel. Corel sound right? Corel Video Studio. Okay.
Cool.
Corel Studio, something like that. And that was a big upgrade. That cost me about $100 this summer. I was using the one that's free on my school computer for half of the year.
Sure.
And then they got rid of it. I was like, oh shoot, what do I do? So my wife and I forked out a few bucks. We got a laptop, and got that program, and that's actually been a real good investment because now my videos, I will say, they're starting to get entertaining. They're actually starting to get good. I am my biggest critic, but I would say in the last 3 months, they've actually gotten a whole lot better than what they were. I think they're really starting to take off a little bit as far as quality of video.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, for tons of years, I only heard about your stories, and now I can actually see your stories. And man, you look like a good fisherman.
they're not all lies anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. I mean, I love doing it. I do and I don't. I mean, sometimes I'm fishing, and all I want to do is fish,
right.
And then I realize I got to get on video because, like I said, a lot of my fishing I'm able to do because I'm getting a few extra dollars on the side.
Right.
And there's ultimately no better way to represent those businesses than to let them or to let you see me use their products, or at least talk about it,
Right.
or let them, or at least sell myself. So that's a bit of the pain of it. But I also believe that, heck, for anybody listening out there talking about a little side hustle, YouTube's got some serious coin out there, man. That was the other thing that got my attention. Megaware Keel Guard's my major sponsor, and they're the ones that told me all the wintertime. They pretty much told me point blank, we love everything you do, but for your own benefit, if you want a long-term future in it, you got to start putting yourself on video. What, in 2017, YouTube had like I can't remember, a 40 or 50% increase in people who make 6 figures.
Whoa.
6 figures. Oh my God. And pretty much you watch it, you see any of these people with 1.1 million view or subscribers, something like that. They're all in 6, 7 digits.
Right.
That's what they're making. It's unbelievable. Or 6, 7, 6 or 9 digits. They're making insane money. And a lot of the top professional fishermen across the country, they have sponsors, but they don't have to hardly work for them anymore. Right. Most of their money comes from YouTube. And any sponsor sees that Scott Martin's got 900,000 subscribers. Every time he releases a video, he's got 15 million views.
Right.
They'll just pay him to get on the video. And that's where I'm at. I mean, I spend most of my winter going to outdoor shows and representing. And I like it. You can see I got no problems talking. Usually that's at my detriment. I talk too much. But I do a lot of that in wintertime, and it'd be nice to phase that out a little bit because of my kids. As you said, I got 3 kids. I got a wife who's really good at allowing me to – I say allow her as if I'm on a leash, but she works really hard to let me do that.
Yeah. Go right into that. So what exciting stuff do you have going around exciting stuff at the bus house coming up?
Hey, my youngest son, Jordan, just turned 7, less than about 3 weeks ago. Man. And middle child is 8. And Jordan's in 1st grade. Middle child's in 3rd grade. Oldest, my daughter, Daddy's Angel. She's 10. 5th grade. I tell you what's terrifying me is that I know she's getting really close to starting to know that there's another gender out there. That does not make Daddy happy or excited.
But the great thing is she'll be going to school right with her dad.
That's right. See, she, as you mentioned, my wife's 1st grade teacher, and at her elementary school. All my 3 kids go to the same school with her, and they go into middle school. They come to me. So yeah, and I've been putting the fear out for a while. I've been telling my current students for like the last 3 years. I tell them like first week of school, it's like, hey, if you have a brother in whatever grade, like 5th grade or whatever, you tell them right now that a way to ensure yourself of an early death is to flirt with my daughter. And that just ain't right, man. I mean, come on now. When I held my baby girl when she was literally an hour old or less, we had a conversation.
Yeah.
And we agreed she would not date until she's 38.
There you go.
And she laid there in my arms so I know she understood. She nodded yes.
Right. The first thing I told my kids when they were born was, I hope you get to see the Cubs win the World Series. And it happened.
It happened, baby. It happened.
It happened.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Where can people find you?
Well, maybe on the local waterways, but if not, this is a hard website to remember. AndyBus.com. That's a tough one, I know, AndyBus.com. But in all honesty, the website has all my information, links to my social media, and I am on Instagram and I am on Facebook. YouTube's my big one, though. I mean, Facebook and Instagram updated regularly. If you like seeing people holding pictures of fish, hold way out here to make them look extra big, that's where you want to go. You won't find Andy Bus on there. But my YouTube, you see me all in action there. You'll see this wonderful, fun, attractive man on full display on YouTube. Heck, in one of my videos last year in the Central River, actually stripped down to my long johns too, Seth. So,
you know what?
Yeah, drive the women wild in that one.
This reminds me.
Uh-oh.
It's been a while, but you were in a dress one time, and I think. I think
I don't know anything about that.
If I can find the picture, it's gonna go like right here.
No, stop recording. Stop recording. I'll tell you one other thing that's pretty cool right now is that I had a bad moment on Lake Erie, 2015. I almost died. It's a long, sappy story, but there was a TV show, new TV series called The Weather Files out of Toronto, and they had me come out to see them in Chicago and interviewed me, and they're actually making a TV show, kind of a documentary. What happened to me out there. And so it's called The Weather Files. I honestly don't know what cable channel it's on, but they're going to have a little show about Andy Bus acting like an idiot, nearly dying out in the water. Now there I am on Noah's Ark kind of a deal, and where I shouldn't be, but that's kind of a cool deal. I don't know the exact release date, but certainly when it comes out, I will post that up on my social media as well. So,
I will definitely post all kinds of stuff, all kinds of your links right down below.
I appreciate it.
I will, and then if you want to subscribe to Andy, you can hit like right here, and then subscribe.
Please,
to me
I'd love you. In fact, I'll come out and I'll plow snow. I will plow your driveway this winter from snow. I promise you, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now that offer does expire come December 1st. However, I am there for you to do that, and. I had a funny comment I was going to make, and I just kind of forgot it. It was going to be good, though, Ponder. It was going to be good. I just forgot all the funny stuff, though. But
yeah, well, maybe I'll edit that December 1st thing out and just.
That was probably a wise move, man. That was probably a wise move.
All right. Well, let's kind of wrap this up, and I want to thank Andy Bus for being on the show. He's a great guy, and you know, like we just kind of said, you can talk about fishing or about language arts all day long. He's really good at both.
Hey, my last final thought. I've got a final thought for you. If my students watch this, they know I say it. If anybody else watching this, it's something I tell my kids over and over. Words do not define character. Actions define character. So please remember that. Your actions define who you are. And Mr. Ponder, you're a good one. Your actions have shown for a number of years you're a good person, and you're a great role model for kids. So here's Bus, thanking you for doing what you're doing. John Glenn misses you, but South Bend is clearly blessed to have you there.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. And so give this video a thumbs up. Let's share this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to Andy's channel. All right. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.